It's official. Rasheeda finally fulfilled the request that fans had been pleading for since season 6 after years of sorrow, betrayal, infants, and broken promises. The divorce papers were filed by her, and it's business this time, not just personal. Because Rasheeda isn't just abandoning Kirk. She wants complete control over all of the brands they create together, including Frost Bistro and Press Boutique. Late yesterday night, the papers were released, and the supporters are shaken. Rasheeda is requesting that Kirk leave any business where her name is permanently associated, in addition to wanting the marriage terminated. Why now? Why all this time? Rumor has it that a last betrayal drove her over the line, and we have the stolen money, purported hidden accounts, and exclusive receipts. And an action Kirk took behind her back that may perhaps bring down his whole enterprise. Hold on tight. Everyone. The Queen has filed, and she has no intention of turning back. It had a distinct atmosphere. A sense of finality pervaded the air. For days, Rasheeda had remained quiet. Not even an article, no interviews, no social media postings. Additionally, quiet often indicates one thing in the worlds of hip-hop and love. A big event is about to happen. Fans first thought it was just emotional exhaustion. She had just experienced the worst kind of humiliation after all. Kirk Frost may have fathered not one, but perhaps 2 hidden children while he pretended to be a co-star, business partner, and spouse. In actuality, however, Rasheeda wasn't sleeping. Dot was her strategy. Additionally, at 10:46 a.m., the II papers plummeted. The whole industry came to a complete halt on a Monday morning when they entered the Fulton County clerk system. Kirk Frost versus Rasheeda Buckner Frost grounds. Financial concealment and irreconcilable betrayal. Asked for assistance. Exclusive control of brand equity, intellectual property rights, and all joint commercial endeavors. Translation: she's taking the whole empire with her when she leaves the guy. Social media went crazy. This isn't only a difficult situation. This is corporate. WAITT Rasheeda is divorcing and stealing the brand queen conduct. Within an hour, the hashtags Nasher Freera, EDA, and Nasher Full Control were trending all over the world as bloggers raced to capture the scoop before the pictures of her leaving her lawyer's office in all black like a distraught widow appeared. But this time, rather than lamenting her marriage, she was burying it. Face beaten, hair slicked. Chanel recovers on the sidewalk. Just force, no tears. She was holding the manila folder in a close-up. Rasheeda Brost is the label for the final file. Kirk, however, was nowhere to be seen. Production-related sources said he was taken by surprise. They had not even exchanged words. The invoices reportedly began to arrive after one producer remarked, "We thought they were taking space, but she was preparing this entire move in silence." Money was taken out of Press Boutique via a shell LLC called RRF Logistics, and covert payments and funnel accounts were discovered by Rasheeda's legal team. The twist: contrary to what many believed, RRF did not stand for Rasheeda's initials. It was for Kirk's cousin, Rashawn R. Frost. Rasheeda had timeframes, bank statements, and signatures to establish that he was embezzling money via relatives. That was the last straw. Rasheeda is heard telling her lawyer in a leaked audio recording, "I built this. I bled for this, and he gambled it like it was his. He used my name to get rich and my loyalty to stay safe." Cut to the private group text leak from the VH1 cast conversation. Rasheeda Dunn selected the last card as Carly read, "For me, Bambi, it's brand control." I'm following the Queen backstage at VH1, and the producers were freaking out because Rasheeda wasn't just the focal point of the franchise. She was also the anchor, and if she left Sierra entirely, they would lose the core of season 14. She's a tea spice, not Frost Bistro, getting you unfrosted Lou Yun Dandy. Young summoned Rasheeda's staff to an urgent meeting. She is now the star. Her moment belongs to her. We lose everything if we lose her. Rasheeda, however, had a problem. A dot. No. Kirk. Forced nitrogen monoxide reconciliation. All creative authority if she remained. If not, she would take her reality, her brand, and go straight to Bet Plus or Netflix. She was already attending meetings. Yes. The first draft of the divorce file was then leaked by TMZ. As the principal creative and financial driver of Prest Boutique's expansion, the petitioner seeks complete legal ownership of the company, including all branding rights, e-commerce domains, inventory data, and marketing intellectual property. Additionally, the petitioner asks that the respondent be prohibited from making money off of Press Boutique, Rasheeda Brost, or any related brand assets after the divorce. Boom. It wasn't only a divorce, it was a corporate purification. The key issue, however, didn't end there. Allegedly, Kirk's cousin Rashawn left a covert voicemail. This is the same one connected to the dubious LLC. He can be heard stating, "Hey, I instructed Kirk to stop extracting money from my name. I'm not looking to be sucked into his drama." He assured Rasheeda that she would never learn. Look now. Supporters were enraged. He enlisted his whole family in this fraud. He gave her theft when she forgave him. This goes beyond a simple divorce. Business warfare is what's going on. Part 1 ends on a cliffhanger. Rasheeda sits down with her legal team for a videotaped confessional, according to a leaked footage. People said I was weak and stupid for staying, but here's the truth. I didn't stay because I was weak, she adds, staring straight into the camera. I waited to acquire what I deserved, so I stayed. Now that I have it, buddy, I'm leaving on my own terms. The scene cuts to darkness. The strain was increasing. Kirk Frost was aware of it. He had not spoken for days. No articles, no posts. It's simply a defense of falsehoods, because it was impossible to refute the truth. Rasheeda had receipts, actual documents, transfers, messages, contracts, and more, not rumors or hearsay. Kirk wasn't going down without a fight, however. Thursday morning, he came up without warning at Rasheeda's store in the downtown area. Filming was not planned for the cameras. However, they instantly activated the cameras once security phoned production. And the subsequent events were explosive. Kirk interrupted Rasheeda as she was in the midst of a staff meeting. He hardly made eye contact as he inquired, "Can we talk?" Her? The whole staff was in disbelief. One of the assistants grabbed the phone to contact security. Rasheeda nodded to her staff and rose slowly, her lips pressed together. "Y'all give us a minute," she whispered. After the door shut behind them, she turned to face him and said, "You have 1 minute. Get started." Kirk inhaled deeply. Rasheeda blinked. "You want to lie to me again on camera?" He shook his head. "I didn't steal from you." "No, pay attention. You were busy with the press, so I simply panicked. I formed that LLC with Rashawn to compensate for certain restaurant losses. It wasn't meant to be permanent. So, you funnel money from a joint business through your cousin's name, and that's your defense." She repeated in panic. He moved closer. "That's the issue," she chuckled icily. "I wasn't trying to play you. I was trying to fix things without you knowing." "Here's what you forgot," she remarked, reaching inside her purse and taking out a thumb drive. "You keep doing things without me knowing." She approached the store's TV monitor, plugged it in, and hit play. Preed's surveillance footage from the back-end system started to play. From his office, there Kirk looked pale. "You taped me?" Was Kirk approving transactions, signing receipts, and entering into accounts under Frost admin? Then the murderer, Clip, arrived and gave Rashawn a voice message telling him to wire the $12,000 via the ghost account. "You recorded yourself," Rasheeda grinned. Cut to blog headlines. That following day, Rasheeda reveals Kirk with Can. Kirk defend this in court after being caught red-handed in secret financial footage. This divorce is getting ugly. Rasheeda isn't playing, so press play on that receipt. The crowd supported her throughout the day, and she captured video. This is law and order, girl. Rasheeda Unit Kirk has been causing trouble since flip phones. But she is a legend, and her career ended when she pulled out a thumb drive like it was a courtroom. Kirk attempted to maintain her dignity while back at the shop. "You were protecting yourself," Rasheeda said, "just like when you hid the first baby." "I never wanted to disgrace you. I swear I believed I was protecting us." "Kirk, you took from me." He glanced down. "You were mute throughout the Jasmine drama. You strolled about as if Maya's kid didn't exist. She raised her hand, and I forgave you. I developed brands with you. It's not only money, time, energy, and years." He attempted to interrupt. I filed because you didn't seem startled that I had rebuilt a marriage in front of millions of people and you were happy about it. I didn't file charges. Kirk was in disbelief. Cut to confessional video. Should be thankful. I remained because I thought Rasheeda Solo might be a guy. But I'm beyond the idea and now creating my own legacy. I'm screwed up. No obligations, no attachments, no Kirk. Cut 2. Confessional video. Kirk alone. I am aware of it, but she is taking everything I helped create with her, and I only want one thing. The next day, a court document leak occurs. Kirk Ross responds to the divorce, asking to be listed as a co-founder with Preston Frost Bistro. Rasheeda's legal team replied within a day, stating that there would be no co-promotion, joint rights, or Kirk-branded anything. Going forward. She was finished. She was finished. Rasheeda went live that evening, not to weep or vent, but to make things clear. Kirk was the face when it was handy, but I was the lifeblood. I created Prest. I selected every rack, supplier, launch, and launch. The words made me shiver. I'm not simply divorcing a guy, I'm divorcing manipulation, quiet, and survival mode. I'm no longer surviving. I'm climbing. Rasheeda strolling around her warehouse while completing launch orders in a new clip from Preston Unbothered, her forthcoming solo exhibition. Just business. No drama, no Kirk. She turns to face the camera and asks, "You want peace? Burning?" The bridge that is holding you back is sometimes necessary. Part 2 ends on a cliffhanger. Later that evening, Kirk shares a grainy Instagram story of himself standing by himself outside Frost Bistro without a comment, then removes it. Within minutes, fans took a snapshot despite the fact that he knew it was over. Without her, that guy is lost. 2 days after Kirk's feeble effort to regain his co-founder status, Rasheeda filed something even more aggressive. A legal restraining order, not the sort you're thinking of, this one business-specific dot. She stole the empire and left him with echoes. In order to prohibit Kirk from marketing, making money off of, or gaining access to any place or asset associated with the Prest brand, such as Prest ATL, Press, Houston, Frost Bistro, the mobile app, online bookstore, and social media platforms, her legal team filed a brand protection restraining order. Who? This wasn't checkers, it was chess, and you know what? It was accepted. Court officials claim that Rasheeda said, "The public image is actively threatened by my ex-husband's presence or activity. Preed brand's financial stability and customer confidence." She even provided instances of fan criticism on the internet. Indicated that if Kirk continued to be engaged, they wouldn't shop Prest. And now for the crazy part. Rasheeda utilized Kirk's own previous controversies in her argument. The Jasmine Washington case, which was presented for paternity testing, featured the funnel account with Rashawn as the main piece of evidence. It showed a guy who was not only toxic personally, but also detrimental to the brand and the judge, who agreed with Kirk right away. VH1 cast response group chat. Kirk was immediately fired after being prohibited from entering any press locations or utilizing the brand for profit. The punishment starts at $25,000. He really mishandled the bag. Spice, and she remained elegant the whole time. Carly read more leaks. Scrappy Rasheeda. Really? When the CEO on him respected Yandi? Erica Mina. I wish I had moved like this with Safri. Jasmine Washington went live with a hot little message while holding her phone in bed, while edges applied. Lip gloss. I'm simply curious what Jasmine has to say now. Popping. Told y'all Kirk was a fraud, she remarked with a sly smile. For years, you guys treated me like I was the one destroying the marriage. She eventually notices it in the interim. Then she delivered a bombshell, but yeah, just so you know, there could be another baby out there. Hey, Rasheeda. Welcome to the club, sis. I have receipts. Double quotes. Boom. Kirk hasn't claimed. Yet. Not mine this time, however. W8T. Another baby. This guy was establishing a daycare, not a brand. How many more? The internet went crazy. TMZ followed up within hours. What did they find? Rasheeda had best get another DNA test and quickly include a condition in her divorce. Is Kirk concealing any skeletons? According to insiders, Kirk reportedly paid $600 a month to finance a mentoring for a lady in Charlotte who gave birth last year and is now referred to as the Carolina baby. Who is this woman? I gave this guy a lot of chances, and each time he offered me a new excuse to go, I didn't just up and leave. Cut to Rasheeda's confessional video being filmed later that day. I left to save what I had created, because if I remained another year, nothing would remain. She wipes away a single tear, one of relief rather than grief. The next step, Rasheeda's complete rebranding of Frost Bistro, is subtly changing the name to Pressed Kitchen and Lounge. They say loyalty is vital, but loyalty without limitations is enslavement. A new logo was released, just pressed in big red capitals, without any initials or frost. Pressed ATL and Houston are receiving visual and vocal overhauls. Even better, Target and Nordstrom are apparently interested in stocking a limited fashion collection. CLAB. This isn't simply a split. Rasheeda's press staff verified that this is the first step of her independent growth. This is a takeover. According to fan comments on her brand's Instagram, she is changing rather than rebuilding. You are the brand, therefore you don't need Kirk. Pressed without the frost is legendary, and I'm going to start imitating everything. I suppose I should have listened, but I didn't imagine she would really walk. On. Confessional Kirk looking. Washed. Part 3 ends on a cliffhanger. Rasheeda is in a boardroom with executives and attorneys as the show comes to a conclusion. I'm seeing everything I created and everything we built go, and she's not even looking back. A camera moves to the paper as she slides a document over to the head of the table, saying, "We're almost done. All I need now is for him to sign." The pen rested on the last brand release agreement while the room became quiet and the screen went dark. While the lawyers and photographers waited, Kirk Frost remained still, gazing at the final brand release and agreement as if it were a death sentence. Certificate. "Sign it," replied Rasheeda quietly, without blinking. Kirk moved in his chair, his jaw tensing. "I helped build this," Rasheeda said without hesitation, "and now you're helping let it go." He didn't touch the pen, however, and then he posed an unexpected query to it. "What if I don't?" The mood suddenly altered, and Rasheeda leaned back, folded her arms, and voiced what everyone was saying. "Then you'll be hauled about in court for so long that you won't have enough money for a belt to go with those outfits you're so proud of." "I want one last meeting. Just us," Kirk said, pushing the paper back across the table as several of the others in the room gasped. She looked, got up, and said, "You're 10 years too late for that," before leaving without a lawyer or cameras. For the first time in weeks, Kirk went live on Instagram that evening, captioning it, "Not my side. Just the facts." Over 60K people watched in less than 90 seconds. He seemed worn out but didn't weep or get angry. "I truly screwed up, guy, but now she's attempting to make me disappear as if I never happened. I didn't defraud the brand. She'll assume I'm the only one who made errors because I just didn't follow the book. I was under pressure to keep things running before the blast." When you asked her about the Miami problem and what she did on that 2020 tour, comments erupted. "What? You had 20 years to be a man and you picked Instagram Live." Rasheeda cheated. This guy really attempted to change the course at the last minute. Then Kirk said, "Jasmine," and I asked, "Can you tell them that I wasn't the only one dirty?" On Live, he called out Jasmine Washington, and guess who showed up in the JazzWash verified chat room? She posted one comment. "Kirk, don't make me drop the receipts." In a dimly lit club, Jasmine tweeted a mysterious tale of a man's tattooed arm grasping her waist. Live ended by the next morning. "I told you." The caption reads, "The man who is building a brand next door is depressed, and you said he wasn't a threat." Fans soon compared the tattoos to one of Kirk's previous label mates, Trayel, a small musician signed to one of Kirk's unsuccessful music endeavors in 2015, but he was reportedly starting a competing fashion firm in Atlanta, just across the street from Hull. When he was pressed in Atlanta, Jasmine was supporting him, so he wasn't alone. Rasheeda's court hearing name was pressed out on the same day that a new LLC was established. Yes, you read correctly. Cut to Rasheeda's response during a branding conference. They can take the color, the typeface, comparable hues, and purposeful shadiness were the epitome of vengeance marketing. They can take the vibe, but they can't take me. Press is more than simply a shop. It's a narrative. Oh, and people are aware of the true author. Her team agreed, but cautioned her. The conflict was consuming social media. and some supporters began using hashtags like #ICharTeamJasmine. Others continued to pull Kirk, but the rift was growing, so Trail came out in a sit-down interview with a podcast saying, "Kirk left me in the dust back in 2015. I now have his ex, his apologies, and his substitute brand. It was loud and disrespectful." He even accused Rasheeda of exploiting feminism as a marketing gimmick and referred to her as a legacy caught in pain. The video became viral. "Sheesh, this ATL mess is crazy." CHARLAMAGNE shared it with the caption, "Rasheeda was now under pressure from Kirk's attorneys to make a counteroffer. He will challenge last year's tax returns if you don't let him to use the mobile app, which might put a stop to Press's growth plans." Her answer was straightforward. This time she went live from inside the press warehouse. She displayed piles of orders. A flourishing enterprise. She was grinding her staff. "This is a comeback story, and anyone who stands in my way will be treated like competition," she said. "This isn't a Connorship situation." The statement went viral, even if you were formerly Kirk Frost. It was uploaded by Shadroom. Essence shared it again using the headline, "Rasheeda declares war on Kirk, and she's winning," but the actual Dagger Bet had a suggestion and wanted to give Rasheeda her own preliminary title for her solo series, which was reconstructed by Rasheeda No Kirk. No co-stars only. It was everything she had envisioned for her company and her path as a single entrepreneur, but there was a catch. She needed Kirk's release signature to erase him from all previous video and brand licensing. In the episode's last scene, Rasheeda is looking at her phone while her lawyer informs her that he is once again rejecting. "Then I'll go get it myself," she adds, grabbing her jacket as her face becomes chilly. Black screen, camera fades. To continue, the next scenario begins on a chilly, wet night in Atlanta. Rasheeda exits a black SUV in front of a home she has never seen before. It's quiet, but the lights are on. She's not looking for drama, just a signature, but what she discovers was never intended to be seen. She sees a familiar pair of shoes at the entrance as she climbs the porch. Carter is their kid. But why was he there? She knocks, but no one answers. She knocks more forcefully, and Kirk's cousin Ronnie opens the door instead of Kirk. "Yo, you weren't meant to see this." Ronnie's eyes widen. It's the one who vanished after those dubious financial claims last year. Rasheeda shoves past him. Inside, the dining table is covered with printer ink,